I finally found the perfect light for my client and YouTube work. It's powerful, lightweight and very easy to travel with, making it the best option I've ever come across. The light in question is the Zhiyun Molus G300, a 300 watt cob LED light that boasts an incredible max brightness of 15,500 lux and it only weighs 1.65 kilograms. I don't normally like making videos specifically about lights because, let's be honest, they normally end up being very boring, but I genuinely think that a lot of people watching could benefit from such a small and powerful lighting setup. Price wise, this light will set you back £599 or $599, so it's definitely not as expensive as the higher end aperture lights and sits in around the same price point as the lower end Amaran series. And I actually think this price is very reasonable considering the amount of power and colour accuracy you're getting, and that's without even mentioning the incredibly compact form factor. Let's actually talk a little more about the overall size, since that's probably the biggest selling point for me. As you can see, the light itself is very slim, making it an amazing choice if you find yourself working in tighter spaces or if you like to suspend your light over your subject at times. There's also a controller that comes with this light, and that's only very slightly bigger than the light itself, and this is where you can control the intensity and temperature anywhere between 2500 Kelvin and 6500 Kelvin. The amount of output you're getting in such a small package is genuinely very impressive, and that's probably thanks to the large cooling fans both on the light itself and the controller. You'll only hear those fans kick in after a while of operation at high intensity, but it's not that loud and it definitely shouldn't affect any audio takes. The only time the fan noise becomes very noticeable, to me at least, is at 80% or higher after a while of runtime, but I very rarely use this thing above 50% since that's more than enough output for most of the situations I find myself shooting in. The overall construction feels very solid as well, and I've actually already had a mishap with this light where an unsupported C-stand crashed down to the ground, making this light a victim of a 7-foot drop, but the light was still absolutely fine and I was able to continue shooting with no issues. I travel around quite a lot for my client shoots, and this also includes traveling overseas, so this light is honestly the perfect solution for me since it's lightweight and small enough to bring anywhere without needing any special carry cases. I find the square form factor much easier to pack in with other gear such as light stands and modifiers as well, and that's in comparison to the regular cylindrical shape we're used to seeing with cob LED lights. I do have one gripe with this light however, and that's the fact that you can't disconnect the power cable that runs from the controller to the light, so if you somehow mess up that wire then you are screwed. I think this is a big oversight personally, since cables and connections can wear over time, and it's always far better being able to disconnect and replace cables should you need more length or to replace it because it's faulty. Aside from that though, I have no other complaints about this product. If you don't need as much output or your budget is slightly lower than the asking price of the G300, then Zhiyun do also make the Molus G200, which is a 200 watt light with the same design concept as its bigger brother, but instead priced at around $330. Ultimately, I do think that we're really spoiled for choice when it comes to high quality lighting solutions at affordable price points, and I definitely say that the Zhiyun Molus series is a front runner in this regard. I'll continue to use the G300 as my go-to light for all of my shoots, and it comes highly recommended to anyone looking for a portable solution with a high output.